Hey YouTube, and welcome to today's video. As you can tell, I am still sounding a little off. For some reason, I was just outside, and for some reason I think my seasonal allergies are kicking in with a vengeance right now. So yeah, that is a thing. It's finally starting to get a bit more spring-like around here, and boom, allergies are back. Yay. Not really. So today I wanted to talk to you about the movie I just saw. There's a new movie out called Life. It starts off, let me preface this with, this is going to contain spoilers. If you haven't seen this movie yet, you know what to do. Proceed at your own risk if you want the spoilers. If not, come back to this video at a later date. After you've seen the movie, preferably. So the movie starts off with, space, because the whole thing takes place in space. And you see this satellite zooming through space, getting hit by a few things. And then you cut to more space and the International Space Station, which is being manned by 6 astronauts, 4 men, 2 women. Excuse me. And their mission is to retrieve said satellite, because the satellite contains a specimens from Mars, which are assumed to be very important. Now, nobody really knows why, so, this is an important mission for NASA and everyone, and they have to catch the satellite because the satellite got, as I said, damaged. So Ryan Reynolds, who oddly enough plays a character very reminiscent of Deadpool minus the killing and the fourth wall breaking, and of course the outfit. And he gets to catch the satellite with the space arm. If you want to go and watch this movie because of Ryan Reynolds, please don't, because you'll be disappointed. He gets very little screen time, and as you will hear in a few moments, he is actually also the first person to die in this movie, which is about 30 minutes in. So they retrieve the probe or the satellite from Mars. They pull out the sample. They start doing the scientific things to the sample. They're being really, really vague about everything they're doing. They mess a bit with the atmosphere. They give the cell that they found glucose, and lo and behold, the alien cell starts growing. They mess some more with it. Then there is a small mishap in the lab, which causes the atmosphere to change, and Calvin, as they have named the alien, between quotation marks, he goes into hibernation, so they try to wake him up again by prodding him with like a mini version of an electrical cattle probe. Now, at this point, I was sitting there in the movie theater screaming internally like, you guys are idiots! Why do you want to wake up an alien thing? You don't know what it's gonna do. You don't know what it's gonna grow into being. Of course, that is the whole premise of the movie, because this is when the killing starts. So what does the alien cell thingy do? It grabs the cattle probe, it breaks it in half, it breaks the guy who is, has his hands in the gloves, because at this point Calvin is still in like one of those laboratory box thingies you always see in the movies and in the labs and stuff. And Calvin tries to break out after, he breaks the guy's hand into tiny little pieces. Now, he doesn't manage to get out, so what does he do? Because Calvin is a smart alien thing. He grabs the broken off cattle probe, which was inside the box, which was another stupid thing. And he breaks the glove and manages to escape that way. Now, Ryan Reynolds' character is friends with the lab tag, so he goes against protocol and against, of course, not human nature, because as humans we always try to save the ones we love. But, not the smartest move, because Ryan Reynolds gets his friend out of the lab, and Calvin manages to catch on to Ryan Reynolds, and that was the end of Ryan Reynolds, who does a valiant effort to try and kill Calvin with a flamethrower-like thing, which I also found questionable because why the hell... that's my husband in the background. Please excuse him. He has my germ thingy. Why the hell would you have a flamethrower on the space station? Isn't that kind of dangerous? Anyway, I'm pretty sure that they know what they're doing at NASA, and that flamethrowers on the space station have a good reason for being there. Now, Calvin is apparently flame resistant or something because it doesn't work. Of course not. And Ryan Reynolds bites the dust. So at this point, you're down to 5 crew members, and Calvin pretty much makes short work of each and every single one of them, except for 2. In the meantime, Calvin has managed to, of course, cliche, cut off communication with Earth, because apparently Calvin likes coolant liquid, and he drank all the coolant liquid, which basically fried the satellite. I don't know why other systems didn't get fried, except for the communication with Earth. So yeah, things go very, very badly from there. Earth only got part of their first message informing them that, hey, Calvin is kind of not nice and is kind of trying to kill us and maybe send help or something. Of course, that was, not the best move. Earth sends, as they are wont to do, the Soyuz to push the International Space Station out into space. Now, Calvin, of course, notices something is going on, and there is one of the, at this point, at the moment the Soyuz docks, there are 3 astronauts left, and one of them isn't aware that the Soyuz is actually going to push them out into space, thinks this is a rescue mission, and because his ear communicator piece thingy malfunctioned, he can't be alerted by the other 2 remaining crew members that, hey, this is not a rescue mission, they're pushing us out into space to avoid Calvin getting to Earth, because 8 billion people, in the movie they say 8 billion, you gotta protect them from the big bad alien thing. Of course, what does the guy do? He goes and tries to get to the Soyuz. He opens the door, and lo and behold, there is Calvin, who makes quick work of the 2 astronauts manning the Soyuz capsule, and the guy opening the door to the Soyuz capsule. And then there were 2. In typical hero fashion, the man sacrifices himself for the woman. At this point, cinematographics cut in, and you get the very sappy, we're gonna die, but it's okay because we did our duty to protect Earth. Oh shit, no, we're actually, with all the fussing that went about because the Soyuz capsule actually broke off because of Calvin's messing with it or something. I don't know, the movie is very vague on that. Oh no, we are actually in a descending orbit and we don't know if Calvin can survive a re-entry, yes or no. We can't take the risk, so what are we gonna do now? Well, we're gonna vent all of the atmosphere. Oh wait, but we're leaking enough atmosphere, so we're gonna die in 1 hour and 45 minutes, which is oddly specific, but hey, NASA, I guess. Then, they read a book and they say goodbye to each other, and then at the last moment they have like this massively, a great idea, like, hey, we do have 2 lifeboats, why don't we use those, and we'll use oxygen candles to lure Calvin to one of the lifeboats, and one of us will pilot the lifeboat out into outer space so Calvin doesn't get to Earth. And the other person will just push the button and automatically go back to Earth. Now, as you can probably guess, this is not exactly what happens. Yes, both astronauts make it to their separate lifeboats, and like I said, cue cinematographics, so you don't know which lifeboat actually makes it to Earth until it lands. There's people try to open the door, and they see the last remaining male astronaut frantically screaming at them to not open the door because Calvin is inside. Yeah, this movie was rife with cliches. It is entertaining, I'll give it that, but other than that, it is just cliche upon cliche upon cliche. It's an entertaining movie, but if you expect something new, spare your money and don't go and watch it. that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you for watching. I hope you had a wonderful Thursday. It's Friday tomorrow. The weekend's almost here. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Bye!